The LGBTQ community is under fire because, let's keep it a buck, they want our children, and people are saying no.
Was it something
Look at this.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? See?
It is Pride Month. It's June. This is June 2nd. I'm born in the month of June. Sus gang, baby. Shout out to the LGBTQ community, right? At least some of them. We have to admit that there is an agenda out there. And there's an agenda out there to spread the gayness amongst everybody. There's a difference between pride and, being gay and pride. That's fine. Celebrate yourself. But there's issues out there that we need to discuss. And parents are getting tired of it being pushed on their children and being pushed in school. Let's take a listen at what's been going on down here in Los Angeles, gay capital of the world. Let's take it out.
Who are protesting, and you see some of these signs. Stop sexualizing our kids. Our protest is against LAUSD. There's no pride in indoctrination. Leave our kids alone. Just some of the things they are saying. And their message this morning has been they do not object to the LGBT community itself, but they say they want to have the power to teach their kids about the topics that are being taught today during a Pride assembly on their own terms. Okay, now let's show you the counter protest.
That's the gay side. First, I showed you the wrong.
I can't wait till South Park get a hold of this.
Oh, they're going off.
South Park is going to kill this one.
They're going off.
John, parents are feeling very divided about this Pride assembly that's happening today. Some parents believe that Pride and LGBTQ plus topics should not be taught in schools, while other parents don't mind. And I want you guys to take a look at these trailers that are parked right across the school. They say, "Leave our kids alone." Now, this all started with an Instagram page that was created by a group of parents encouraging others to keep their kids home today to protest the Pride assembly. The school calendar lists today as Pride, Spirit, and Rainbow Day, and parents have mixed feelings about it.
Pride, Spirit, and Rainbow Day in schools, elementary schools.
I didn't bring him into this world for a teacher to explain them what is gay or what two men or two women do. Some certain things should be left to the parents to decide whether they want their kids to be exposed to it or not, especially at least at a certain age.
It's how the world is today, and if you shield them from it, then it's just going to make a bigger impact, later, and it might be kind of sideways. I think it's really great to expose them and just talk about everybody.
Crazy.
If you take a look at your screen, you can see a small burned LGBTQ flag. Now, that was found in a planter at the school last week, and police are now investigating it as a possible hate crime. The Los Angeles Unified School District released a statement saying they regularly discuss the diversity of the families that they serve and the importance of inclusion. So this remains an active discussion with school.
That was at the beginning of the day, and then this is what happened after what we were witnessing earlier.
And they say they're focusing on love. So look at this sign. I hope you know how loved you are.
I hope you know how loved you are.
Happy music, but at times there was yelling back and forth between the two groups. Now let's go to the left and show you LAPD's presence. There's also a sheriff's helicopter, if we can show you up there, that has just arrived. That is also paying attention, or at least it looks like a sheriff's helicopter from here. I know that there has just been a lot of emotion on both sides, and LAPD said they wanted to be here to make sure that the students felt safe. Now, thankfully, they normally would come in this way to Saticoy Elementary, but they were brought in on the other side so that they wouldn't be exposed to all of this, because it is just absolute chaos. There was a book talking about two mommies and two daddies. Here's a glimpse of what that was going to teach. Watch.
Here we go.
Some children have two mommies.
Look at this shit.
So here's some of the Instagram posts that started all of this last month. The Saticoy Elementary parents Instagram group saying they want to reiterate this is not an attack on the LGBTQ community. They recognize the importance of promoting equality, and that they just want to say in what's discussed with their kids, and they're pushing back against LAUSD and what they deem as not age appropriate. They ask people to be peaceful and respectful. One man, he's a gay parent, and he told me that he understands the desire to teach your kids certain topics yourself, but his issue is what he calls hateful events that have transpired, like the burning of a pride flag outside a trans teacher's classroom. Counter protesters said they're
I understand that. Burning the pride flag, that's showing a huge sign of disrespect, disdain. Some would say hate. I wouldn't go that far. But, Sat, your thoughts on the situation of having homosexuality, trans, all that stuff in children's books being taught to elementary school kids?
Okay, I have family members that are Muslim. People I love that are Muslim. I have family members that are Christian. I don't think I have any Jehovah's Witness. However, I say that to say that if there's a lot of Muslims, I don't know how many gays there are in the United States, but there's a lot of Muslims in the United States. If a Muslim teacher hung a Muslim flag outside of his classroom, there may be a problem for the non-Muslim students. If he started teaching Islam right after the ABCs,
You ain't lying.
there could easily be a problem at that school. If you're from a Muslim family and you go to a Muslim school, it would not be a problem. But if you go to a public school, I feel like if they're too young to have sex, then they don't need to learn about sex.
Facts.
And even by the time they get to the high school, they've already figured it out. It's not, your teacher's job is to prepare you for the workforce. Americans' numbers in computer skills, math, English, we're failing. There are other topics. We're on a global
Do you think that the
scale.
reason why we're so low in correlation to the world in mathematics and other STEM categories is because this country is so focused on race and sexual preference?
hyper focused on sex and race, and neither one will get you anywhere. Unless you're a sex worker, who you have sex with will not pay the bills for your house.
Facts.
There is China buying up American property, buying up
Facts.
Africa. Computers are here. AI is kicking everything's ass. Every job
Facts.
that we have known,
Facts.
from writing to art to putting business
To
plans
YouTube channels.
together,
Dudes are AIing YouTube channels, how-to videos, and getting AdSense from it.
every job we known from 10 years ago is going away. If these, I wish they were this excited about computer programming, because Russia, what used to be Russia, China, there are superpowers coming. America is dominating from 10 years ago. All we really have now is entertainment, and with AI, you got Bollywood, you have anime coming. Like,
The
What?
writer's strike is being replaced by a lot of AI.
what we thought was gonna, these kids should only be focused on computers and technology. I don't think you should worry about who you like in the first grade.
Why do you think that they're worried about it, though?
Because the people in power had a struggle with it, and they had a hard time with it, and now that they're in positions of power, they're using that power to try and shape the next generation. But I think that they're focused on the wrong things.
Do you think there's an agenda to make our children gay?
No, but I think there is an agenda to, I think there is a bit of get back or revenge, or I'm going to make this world different than it was when I grew up.
Gay?
I think the people,
Gay, trans, all that?
I think there are people in positions of power that are using that power, but I also think that that power should be spent on making sure that, because if that much time was put on the prison system, we have the richest country in the world, yet we have the most amount of prisoners. Why are so many people sexual deviants and financial deviants and criminals? We still are locking up people at an alarming rate, and mass shootings is everywhere. America has a lot bigger, like, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or bi or queer. If you're shot in the head, by a mass murderer.
Facts.
Right? So the gun problem is a real problem. The poverty problem is a real problem. Mental health problems is a real. It's to a point where people can't cope, and it's just getting more and more chaotic. And these people are out fighting
sexual rights
for their children.
Sexual rights are at the top of a list for these people. They say it's the number one thing is life or death.
Meanwhile, they're teaching in school about 2 mommies and 2 daddies.
Yes.
But at 3 o'clock, we have a drill in case the shooter comes to get under the desk.
Yep.
I think that's the real issue here.
Yeah.
Is that all of our lives in their danger. And I know that there's hate crimes against gay people, and I have some gay people I love. I have other ones that I don't like, but I respect. And I think that America is.
Man, let's keep that shit a buck, man. We're capping with this shit. The hate crimes against gay people exist. That shit ain't like it was 20, 30 years ago, bro. We are more accepting and all that more than ever. It's in all the media. It's everywhere. Ain't nobody killing gay people like that. Yeah, sure, in the South here, over there, maybe coming in LA. You'll see it. But come on, dog. Niggas is still dying by the police at an alarming rate.
Facts.
And ain't nobody talking about that as much as they're talking about this.
And they're not.
But
They're
if
not.
a parent
Cover up.
disowns their gay child, disowns their gay child, all the marches and children's books in the world is not going to give that child the love that they needed growing up from that parent. You know what I mean?
I agree.
All the flags and clothing and
How many
targets,
parents are disowning their gay children? What's the percentage of that?
It's still a lot, but these children, but the books and a TV show and a cartoon is not going to make that parent.
It's being taught in schools.
Man, let's keep it a buck.
It's being taught in schools. E-Man, go ahead. I want you to go ahead and put that in there.
They're trying to control these kids.
I want to show you guys a video too, man. This is a lightning rod. Go ahead.
They're trying to control these kids like freaking puppets, bro. They want to be able to control them like straight puppets. There's an agenda between, as I said before, between the heterosexual and the LGBTQ, and they want to push the heterosexual lifestyle gone and the LGBTQ completely. This is what we see in every single day.
I don't think they're recruiting, but I do think that they are trying to I think everybody's aware at this point that there are gay people in the world. I don't feel like they're recruiting, but I could see how you could be recruited if you didn't know what you want to be, and it's fluid. But I had a girl.
They're trying to get people who are certain or don't even care to be pushed to what they. Exactly. Did you know transsexuality exists? You're a woman, she, they, he, but understand they show them the other side. They don't talk about heterosexuality. They coming at you with the left side. Did you know that there's this and that and trans this and you don't have to be a boy or a girl. You could be a this and that. What the freak?
It shouldn't matter what you put in what you do between closed doors. It shouldn't matter what you
That's
put
what
in
I'm
your
saying.
mouth. The thing is though, they're putting it out there even more. Like as I said to
why are they? That's the question is why.
I feel like this is something that I truly feel is to control. It is to control. It's literally to control. They want to control every narrative of everything, bro. There's everything that's been out right now, everything that we have.
Control. That's what you said. Control.
Take over everything. Completely.
Well, I want to show you guys a video that's incredibly telling, incredibly revealing. This is a man at a city council meeting for the schools.
Oh yeah, I seen this. Yeah.
Check this out.
Long last name is Amanchukwu. It means I know God, and I'm glad to say that I do. I'm here today to talk about this book here. My name is John Amanchukwu, as I stated earlier. It's called It's Perfectly Normal for Students 10 and Up. This book details all kinds of sexual images, pictures of elderly people nude, pictures of an individual who's in a wheelchair with his penis out. All of these sexual pornographic images are made available and placed at the fingertips of children. And I'm sure, Dr. Cruz, I don't know if you knew about this before you signed on, but hopefully this is something that you can address and deal with, because this is immoral. and asinine to allow children to be able
agree.
to see this. Also, this book even shows images of two women having sex, a man and a woman having sex, and two men having sex. That's not perfectly normal. Who decides what's normal? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Or do parents decide what should be placed at the fingertips and allowed to be taught to their children in the school system? I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's vagina becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's penis becomes erect, stiff, and larger.
Pastor.
Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain a few sperm comes out of the tip of the penis and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said?
Yep.
Was it something
Look
I
at this.
said?
Listen to him.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? See, we have
Crazy perversion.
that are perverting our kids. And
That guy was embarrassed to hear all that.
And celebrate
He gonna go off.
diversity, equity, and inclusion, but you don't want me to read it so you can hear it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? You can't answer that question. You want to know why? Because politically speaking, you can't say that it's wrong.
Facts.
You probably are a Christian man. But many Christians today have become more Democrat than Christian. Some Republicans have become more Republican than Christian. I'm not trying to win an election. I don't get my talking points from the RNC or the DNC. I get my talking points from the Bible, from the Bible. And you don't want me to read the filth because it exposes the truth. How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it, why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
Then they ain't say nothing on the board. They ain't say nothing.
What's
They
that
want
take?
votes.
You don't.
They
They
scared.
so uncomfortable hearing it. Yet you got that shit in front of the kids' eyes in the freaking schools so they can read it and get influenced by it, and you grown motherfuckers don't even want to hear it.
Yep.
That just lets me know y'all are full of shit too. Shout out to this man, bro. They want our kids, bro. Let me keep it a buck. They want as many gay kids as possible so they can touch them and F them. That's the 100, bro.
But it's not all gay people. Some gay people do not want this shit either. A lot of them don't. It's just certain people in power that are trying to like wild the hell out.
Nah, this shouldn't be being in schools and books.
Why?
Most of them, yes, they do. That's the problem.
Why is it? I think there's a lot of conservative gay people.
There are some, but you know what?
They're not speaking out though. They're not saying nothing.
They're not in the LGBTQ. They don't promote it. They speak against the LGBTQ community. There's a lot of YouTube channels and videos out there, people saying I'm not in the LGBTQ because I don't roll with their agenda. And I understand.
There are plenty of gay people that would not agree with that. Like
there's plenty of people that would not agree with it, but there's 20 times more that would.
I don't know. I think
You don't think?
No, I think it's the ones that are at the top of the company.
No, it's the ones out there in Hollywood. What are you talking about?
Right.
Most of them think this way.
The ones in Hollywood.
No, not Hollywood. The city of Hollywood having a parade right now.
Right.
No, I feel like it's the ones in
You want to believe it's the ones in because you don't want to see the truth.
No, I don't think the average gay person wants a 10-year-old to know that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You don't see the video where the mom who had two boys who exposed the mom because the boy said the mom wants us to be gay? What do you mean I want you to be gay? Yeah, you said you want me to be LGBTQ. Expose his mama. They want that for the kids. You're being naive, or you don't want to see the truth. What do you say? The people in power. What are we talking about? So 100 people that are in power are doing all of this?
Some of the Hollywood, they
Come on.
How come this though?
Nah,
this is something that all of us should be asking ourselves. Like you said, there's most people who are part of LGBTQ who
you have to understand,
are not a part of it.
You have to understand, if you are at the parades, if you are saying I'm in the LGBTQ community, you are sidelining with this.
You celebrating. You're
That's like Black Lives Matter, is it not? If you have a Black Lives Matter flag, you stand for all the things that website says.
Facts.
No. No, I feel like
No.
no. That organization might be a slogan, and you might feel an alliance to fight for Black life, or you might
Wearing
feel
a Black Lives Matter shirt and having a Black Lives Matter flag.
A 35-year-old man expressing his sexuality with another 30 or 28-year-old partner is very different than a teacher trying to teach it to a second grade class. Don't you think? I seen this one guy, he was a teacher and he had lipstick and eyeshadow, and like 5 people pulled their kids out of his class, and he didn't understand. He said he didn't understand why they didn't, why
He didn't care.
why why they pulled them out of the class, but obviously is reasons why they didn't want their students. They want their kids to make that decision. When it's time for you to make that decision, then you make that decision for yourself. But it's not a decision where somebody, oh, you're gonna be an Eagles fan, you're gonna be a Chargers fan,
Raiders.
you're gonna be the Bulls. Like, you don't even watch football. But
I'm a Raiders fan.
but I'm just saying, like, it's not the move, man.
I mean, as I said, man.
And we're in such a weird place in America, such a weird time. I don't think they're doing this in the other countries like this, are they? Like, what's going on in France? Is this a thing in France right now? Is this a thing in Italy? Or is this just an American thing?
Oh, it's everywhere. It's a little bit everywhere.
Have you studied it, or are you just saying it?
Nah, man, I seen it on the news when I did watch it.
What news? On the American news?
Yeah, I mean, they do show
You
worldwide.
understand your news is filtered. China is not on this type of time.
Shim Shawnee's Israel. Shout out to Shim Shawnee's Israel. Shout out to the love, bro. He says, yer. Just here to say I love you, Sad, love you, E, love you, Jody. Joe, these woke topics are very, very informational and brings awareness. He said he loves it. Yeah, man. I got it. Thank you, man. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the love.
Bro, it's a problem.
But I gotta say that to say that this is just a few people, their work, when we see parades, protests, the social media abundance of posts, the fact that you can be canceled off of speaking against the LGBTQ. The LGBT community is incredibly powerful.
Facts.
They're more powerful than blacks and any other
Race don't matter
race
no
on
more.
the planet.
Facts.
The LGBTQ community is the most dangerous community in modern day society, because
Facts.
if you speak out against them or even critique and ask questions, you could get canceled for it. Ask Dave Chappelle. They're still trying to get that man at every cost, every opportunity they get. If you speak out and say the wrong thing, being in PC Hollywood or PC in social media, you'll be canceled for it. Facts. Gina Carano is gone because she was being bullied into giving her pronouns and she didn't want to, so she trolled them. She's no longer in Star Wars, bro. To think that and to say that, oh, this isn't really what they want, that's just a couple of people. You choosing not to see it. Because we in LA.
Yep.
We see it.
All the time.
We know what time it is.
Yep.
Once again, I don't have a problem with you being gay. I don't care. What you do in the privacy of your own home should stay there. That's fine.
Show business.
Be gay, raise your flags. But pedophilia is on the agenda, bro.
Facts.
And not all of them are pedos and weirdos. No. To Sad's point, no, not all of them. But a lot of them are. And that's the problem. The fact that they're out here protesting right now, that was a whole bunch of people on the news protesting. That was a lot of gay people. And those was not executives at Hollywood studios. Those was regular people protesting to keep books in the schools because they believe kids could be born gay, could be born trans, born the wrong gender, wrong identity, all of that, and they believe that they should be educated on why they feel different, so they could go that direction.
It's more about sexuality than life. That's so trash. And as I've been seeing, the ones who have a problem with it that is gay, I feel like they should be protesting the ones who feel that are gay, that are part of the squad, saying that, oh yeah, we want this in schools, and the ones who are gay who don't want this in schools, they need to put out there and say, this is not what we want. I'm a part of that. I'm gay, but I don't like that. I don't want this in my school. I don't want this. I don't want my child to know about this. I don't want my niece or my nephew knowing about this. They make the choice of like I did. I don't want them to be thrown against them. And then they just, you know what? Well, it's in school, so this is what it's supposed to be. No, that's not what it's supposed to be. You make your own decisions in your own life. You make the decision if you choose to do that or not. Sexuality should not be a choice of a reason that you should be able to make or being forced to make. That's your own decision you choose to make, to be gay or straight. You shouldn't have to be forced to do anything.
Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I am Jody Joe. That fool was E-Man. And treat everybody with love and compassion. Protect our kids. At the end of the day, that's really all it's about.